And we're live. Look at that.
Hey.
That is louder than it should be.
Who is?
Oh, me.
Oh.
No, it's my volume in the headset because everything's loud.
Oh, is yours just turned up?
What color are you?
The last one.
Oh, yeah, you're just lit up.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you. Look at that.
Hey.
What have you been up to, Casey?
Not a whole lot.
Not a whole lot.
No, not a whole lot.
What are your plans for Thanksgiving? Gonna go see Grandma or come up and with Mom? Or is it Anthony this again?
No. I will be going to Sean's.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, Sean is down the way from you. Anthony is in the Army.
Yes.
Is he coming out?
He might come out.
Okay. I thought Block Leaf started in December.
Yeah, he might come out for Christmas. We don't know yet.
Cool. So we're just not sure about it.
Don't mind the executive producer yelling in the background. It's fine.
It's normal.
As our creative director, he's working.
The bottles look nice. Look at that.
They look sexy. It's fine. The angle on this, I want to block. I want to shade right here.
What it?
So I can block that wall.
Oh, yeah. Not sure if that would help, though, because I think it's just
I like this. I also need to fucking...
figure out that thing.
How's your foot feeling?
It feels worse because my dog and that shampoo bottle.
Casey,
Yeah.
let me see Casey.
Look at that.
We're fucking golden.
That's right. We can see everything.
That's a handsome looking dude right there.
I don't know about that. Maybe right here. This
Where?
is where it's at.
Oh, don't break the camera now.
Listen. Can't be as bad as you.
But come back. See that? No, I got Lane. See that?
That's
Look at that.
different.
Bam.
What are you saying? Like, you look good better when I sit in the frame? That's fucking mean. You would say bullshit like that.
Hey,
Listen, that's what he
Fucking
does.
asshole.
that makes us two good looking dudes. That's
Nah, you break cameras. Cameras love him, so it breaks even, essentially.
No. Ladies love him. Cameras love me.
I don't know about that.
I don't know what you guys
Facts.
are fucking talking about. Right
Well, you don't have headphones on, so we can talk about whatever we want.
now. It's not like I can't hear both of you.
No, you can't.
Grumble.
Grumble, grumble, grumble.
I have had an off and on, very frustrating couple of weeks. Today was better.
Other than bruising. Well, no, that was 3 days ago. Never mind.
Oh, my thumb? Yeah, it's just me being stupid.
We all have that, though.
All right, headphones. I don't know. What the fuck are we doing here? What are we even doing?
We're bullshitting like we usually
Yeah,
do.
no. Since Casey didn't get a Thanksgiving last year, I, for the record, tried, but I was shot down by medical professionals.
Fair.
And my restaurant got pushed back a week.
Oh.
So we're not opening until the day after Thanksgiving. I was like, hey, would you like me to work the shop that night so you can go do Thanksgiving things?
And graciously, I was like, yes, I would like to go to Sean's.
I don't think that's how that works.
I was very gracious. Yeah.
Graciously, I took the day off.
Yeah, graciously,
How does that even mean? You fucking...
that's diplomatic.
So I go to the fucking gym on Saturday, right?
Oh, I was like, you go to the gym every day. What are you talking about?
Well, last week I didn't.
Oh, no, yeah, no.
So I got almost no workouts in last week because I was up on the mountain the whole damn time. So I was frustrated. I was annoyed, we'll say. And I walk into the gym and there's way more cars than should rightfully be there on a Saturday. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? Is it like
Maybe
a
it's a
basketball tournament or
basketball
something?
game. Yeah.
I thought it was a basketball tournament. Like, whatever, don't care. Found a place to park. And I walk in and there's all these little fucking dressed up munchkins. And they're dressed up, mothers and grandmothers walking around with these booths set up. And it's like, a holiday crap fair, right? I'm like, whatever. And I start to walk to where you like scan your card, and the supervisor walks around. And he's like, Lane. Okay. Mind you, this is only the second time he's spoken to me, and the other time was about some fucking jackass who was, puffing up on me in the gym and then couldn't handle it and then realized, like, went down and complained, even though he was the problem.
Oh, so
and
he-
this guy came up and he's like, I'm so and so the supervisor. I'm like, cool. And he's like, I need you to tell me what happened. I'm like, dude forced me off a machine or tried to, and then threw a tantrum when I was like, no. He's like, well, he said it was pretty aggressive. I'm like, you're right. It was. I think if you go check the cameras that you guys have in here, you'll see that he was the one that stepped into my physical space.
He was the aggressor.
He's like, okay. Anyway, this is the second time he's talked to me, and now he's using my first name.
Very buddy.
Yeah, very colloquial.
Becoming friends.
And he's like, the gym's closed today because of the holiday craft fair. I'm like, I mean,
Are
I
they
look
up
up at
there?
the gym, and I'm like, are there booths up there? And he's like, no. But we're choosing to prioritize the holiday craft fair. Like, we're.
We?
I half mumble. Like I said it, he heard what I said, but I just like, I'm like, whatever. And I start to walk off. I'm like, I hate this place so much. Like, I get it. It's kind of a community center, but it's mostly a gym. Like, it's not a typical community center. It's mostly a gym.
Yeah.
I'm like, you guys close for every holiday in the world. You haven't opened up for Sundays since COVID. And anytime you have one of these idiot craft fairs or something, you close down the gym. And that was just like some idiot Karen was like, oh, we can't have those people in the same room with these people. Like, they're sensitive, and those people, like, I don't know how we've normalized cowardice and fear the way that we have. It fucking drives me crazy. Anyway, I walk out, and I'm walking, I get like 10 steps out the door, and for whatever reason, I'm still annoyed. I'm like, Lane. I walk back in there, and I look at him, and I go, in the future, it's going to be Mr. Hagen. And he goes, well, is there something that you want to discuss? No, there's not. Because you're just going to try and explain to me why your massive incompetence is okay. And no part of that conversation is going to work out well for you. Like, I don't give a fuck what's about to come out of your mouth unless you're about to say, it's okay that you go work out. You're better off keeping your fucking mouth shut. Like, I don't, like, this whole, like, we're going to talk it out and you're going to feel better. Are you going to do anything differently? Are you going to change anything? Are you going to solve the problem in any way other than telling me that what you're doing is okay? No? Cool. Shut the fuck up before I stomp a mud hole in your face. Sorry. I needed to rant a little bit.
No.
Yeah.
It's fair.
That's fair. Do you find yourself every day just feeling more and more like Stone Cold?
And my voice is all fucking froggy.
Oh, because the cold?
Yeah, because of cold. And work's just been work. Like, it's opening a restaurant. They're making it way harder than it needs to be because, it's what corporations do. Like, fuck. Just,
Corporations have to have the extra 10 steps.
right?
That's just how it is.
Do they just close down just because they need time to set up for the following
No.
thing?
No, I could stay open year round. Now, there's no business up there year round to stay open for. I would just be puking labor dollars into the void for no reason. But and fucking worst weekend this shop has ever had. Thankfully, the kooks are gone, and they're kooks. Listen, they're friendly enough. The handful that I've met, they're friendly enough. But I don't know like what their thing is. But it's basically it's just a fucking, like, it's Burning Man. It's exactly what you would think would happen at Burning Man, except they took over the whole hotel. And they're pissed that they can't close the casino floor because you can't close a casino floor in Nevada. Turns out it's against the law.
Really? Did I know that? And I
What are
was
you
in
talking
surveillance
about?
business.
You knew we had to pass a law to close the casinos for COVID.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
And technically, they didn't really even close.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
You
we
couldn't
didn't have
cash
any-
in chips.
Well, for 2 weeks.
This
they-
is
yeah,
what, no, it was longer than that.
Yeah.
Well, no, but I know, but like,
It was March
it
to
was
June.
closed to the public, but like Kevin still had to work.
It
Yeah,
happens.
but closed meaning that someone can't come in and cash in chips.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Wasn't that during the fire too? Because so it happened twice here.
Well, you get
COVID and then that fire.
We weren't technically closed
Yeah.
for the fire. It's just that no one was allowed to be in town.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different.
that
Got
was-
it.
that was
Technicality.
different, yeah.
Technicality.
And again, security was
Yeah.
still here for that.
But okay,
So it's surveillance for
yeah.
both.
I'm sorry, Casey. I'm telling this story.
Do it.
I think it's both our stories at this point.
Go ahead.
So Friday and Saturday, we have Kookdom going on in the casino.
Yes.
And we have country and faith night at the hockey game.
Oh, that
Country night was on Friday.
And faith night was on
Faith
Saturday.
and family night.
Faith
was
and
on
family
Saturday.
That is
on
amazing.
Saturday. So we have all these little Christian families with their Christian kids walking around trying to use the restrooms in the casino with just fucking scattered ass and tits hanging out everywhere, walking around in this fucking thing. Dude, money. Literally money. Like I was amazed there wasn't brawls.
That's amazing. I kind of wish I could be up here for that.
I mean, you know, you're just like, oh, it's Faith and Family night at the hockey game. On any other weekend, you would have been like, oh, cool, that's great. And then you would have walked in through here and you would have been like, oh, it's great. But this weekend, it was just like, oh, look, there's just tits and ass. And I think that dude's got a clear dildo on a pole. And those guys are dressed up as chicks. And who knows what else was going on? Because over by that door, too, was the like entrance to the hotel room. So that's where the mass collection of people was, as all these other people are trying to come in and like pay for parking and use the restroom, and
Which is
like,
by the front door.
oh
by
yeah,
the
oh maybe
elevator.
we'll go to Del Sol and get some food after the hockey game because it's right there. And all of a sudden it's like, oh, nope, turn around. That's just. I'm surprised there wasn't like holy water just being thrown on people.
I'm not gonna lie. All I'm thinking about is the conversation the parents had to have with the kids.
Oh my
afterwards.
God. No, 100%. Although less so today than, say, this was 20 years ago. But still, conversations were had.
Yeah.
Choices were made.
On top of the fact that the parking lot was just fucking full.
Oh, dude, stacked. Just stacked. I almost drove over a parking lady
I have never
because she tried to jump in front of my car. Like, I didn't mean to. I was driving, and she threw herself in front of the automobile. Like, oh, I should brake now. She's like, do you work here?
Whoa.
Yes.
I have a high vis on. I am important.
Do you have your little badge with the barcode? Yes.
Yeah.
It's how I get in the parking garage. Here you go. Oh,
See, you got to take that fucking bike rack off.
I know, right?
That way you don't even have to roll your window down. Because that's what I do. I just keep the window up and I just look at them.
Yeah.
And then I
Wait.
wait for the gate to open.
Hold on. I want to run something by you guys. So, Will's a friend of mine.
Yes.
However, so at some point, the 80-20 thing came up, which in certain situations is very applicable. In other situations is not applicable in the slightest. Most commonly work. Like the most common use I've heard it like applied to, which I think is ridiculous,
Medical is what I remember.
is 20% of the effort gets you 80% of the results. First of all, I think it's wrong. Now, could you work smarter and accomplish more? Probably, sometimes. I don't think it has anything to do with the Pareto distribution. So the Pareto distribution started with a socioeconomic distribution that says, take any society anywhere, create whatever boundaries you want around it, like number it however you want, right?
Hey Christian, how you doing?
Christian, what's going on? And what it says is 20% of the people will end up with 80% of the wealth, right? And then again, 20% of those people will end up with 80% of that wealth. Like it describes the way that societies distribute wealth just sort of inherently.
Does this apply to communism?
I mean, it's probably worse in communism because, it's just the top. The Politburo is just taking all of it.
That's right.
But unless artificially controlled, this is how we distribute wealth. Now, what I personally, this is just opinion at this point. I have no studies for this. The Pareto distribution was actually had a bunch of research behind it. So, my personal opinion is that the Pareto distribution is indicative of how our brains organize information, right? How we create strata in the world. So it applies to many social situations. Not at all to work, creation, development. Anyway, so Will got into this massive argument with me one day about well, I can apply it to anything. I think you're wrong, but whatever. And then he spent half an hour just coming up with well, it would be this, it would be that, it would be this. Here's my answer to that. I can do it in one sentence, right? The light bulb. Edison might have created 80% of the light bulb with 20% of the effort, but without the other 80% of the effort, he still doesn't have a fucking light bulb.
I mean, that is an easy way to explain that.
Right? All that buildup for that one fucking sentence. Yeah.
Let's just break it down Barney style.
Because that's not including everything that led up to the light bulb, which means electricity and all that other stuff, right?
Well, and everything that comes after. Like, you might have the structure for a light bulb, but not know how they work together.
I think
Blowing out filaments. What's that?
Christian's got you beat on the 80-20.
Does he? Let's
Yes.
hear it.
Kevin?
What's he got?
80% of my hangover from the last 20% of the bottle.
That facts. Wait, no, this is legitimate. I will buy that.
There we go.
So wait, is that what you're
So-
telling us happened with that angel's envy?
Socioeconomic situations and booze.
Yes.
This is where it applies. Dude, I found out that chartreuse is allocated right now
Is-
because I'm building menus.
Sure, truth.
Yeah, it's this thing that's made by monks. Doesn't matter. It's terrible. It tastes like it's basically an anise-based aperitif.
Okay.
Casey's just gonna stare.
Yes.
Like it's a drink that's I don't know a couple thousand, maybe 1,500 years old. It's like I can't get it because it's allocated because people I don't know who think that they're gonna run out of chartreuse. I don't know how that's possible. Like you don't use it in quantities enough to run out of it,
Well, somebody
and they're
is.
hoarding it. They're hoarding not bourbon,
Thank God.
not scotch, not 30-year-old rum,
See, somebody knows something.
green
They're not telling
chartreuse.
us.
And they're
It
like, well,
is-
the monks can only make so much. I'm like, that's fine because I only use it about a quarter ounce at a time.
Is that the same as chartreuse? Are they both the same thing?
Same thing.
Just different site. Got it.
Different pronunciation.
I'm like, is it the same thing I'm thinking of?
Green and yellow. They make green and yellow.
Got it.
And it's allocated. And I was like, you've got to be fucking kidding me right now.
I don't understand that.
We are definitely getting shadow banned for the F-bombs tonight.
Can you just use Midori?
I can't. I just can't.
It's green,
So-
right?
Wait, is that weird looking bottle and flavor?
Midori's that square bottle that's fluorescent green. They used to put black lights behind it
Ah,
because
yeah,
there's so
yeah.
much toxic shit in it that it glows.
Yeah,
It tastes like melon.
Yeah, it's like Mountain Dew.
What
Yeah,
flavor they're using to make
seen
it
that.
melon? They're using fucking
Everything.
Mountain Dew.
raccoon anal cavities.
Yeah.
Legitimately, that's where
Wait, really?
artificial raspberry comes from.
Really?
Yes, and opossums apparently.
I don't think I want to eat raspberries anymore.
Well, thankfully,
Artificial.
most of it's fake now. Like it's just chemicals. They don't actually because it's really expensive. Turns out to catch raccoons and harvest their anal cavities.
You know, you bring this up, and I learned an interesting thing today.
About raccoons' anal cavities?
No, about pigs.
No.
I learned about pigs, and I heard it on the radio.
Pigs, you eat everything but the squeal. That's right.
No, they orgasm for 30 minutes minimum, max 90 minutes.
Jesus,
That's what I learned.
that'd be a lot of work. Probably
Right?
Probably great cardio though.
Where did you learn this fun fact? Like a fortune cookie or something?
I listened to another podcast,
So
Distractable, and
This
they
is-
brought that up.
this is like taurine. Taurine is harvested bull testicle.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
specifically it's actually bull nut.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
bull sperm, isn't it?
But thankfully, no one uses it in energy drinks. They use artificial taurine because it's massively expensive. Also, probably dangerous to get.
Wasn't
Probably.
isn't Jello made from horse hooves?
Yes, gelatin is made from hooves.
Yeah. Or it was.
It was at one point.
yeah.
Listen.
Probably not anymore.
Yeah.
As an asshole, as a kid, because all kids are assholes,
Yeah.
I was the worst one.
You're still an asshole.
My uncle was out in the pasture feeding his bull, and I had the bright idea to take my BB gun and shoot the bull in the balls. And then proceeded to watch him run as fast as he can and then get launched over the fence.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, my mom's family used to shoot the bull with BB guns when other people were in the pasture.
So that's great.
Apparently, that's just a thing.
Are we related?
She also used to make her younger sister hold the electric fence so they could go through. Yep.
Have you seen that video of that dog getting hit with the electric fence and the donkey instantaneously starts to laugh at it?
I have not seen that video.
It's like the dog is barking. It's like two horses and a donkey, and the dog is like barking, 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 and then he like gets to the fence and it hits him, and he just yips away, and the horses kind of like jump away from him, kind of like happily, and the donkey just starts like doing the fucking donkey laugh at
Have
him.
you guys seen the meme that shows up, the Halloween costume meme that shows up every year for the last, I don't know, 7 years probably on social media?
Which one?
It's two girls, both inside a massive red Solo Dixie cup.
No.
I haven't seen that one. What are you looking at?
What are you looking at on the internet?
It shows up on Facebook because that's mundane.
Look,
what
sir,
it's commenting
your
on, not
algorithm-
mundane at all.
Your algorithm is way the fuck off.
Oh my God. We haven't even talked about the whiskey or the cigars. All right, they're reverse order. So McKenna's 1, Wild Turkey's 2, Fortuna's 3. Obviously, the Wild Turkey's the 70th for Grandpapa Russell. Because I think he's been at Wild Turkey for 70 years.
Has he owned it that long?
No, he was the master distiller.
Oh,
So the master, it's gone. I was like, Beam is the same thing with the No family, but it's gone grandfather, father, son at Wild Turkey. All Russells. That's why it's called Russell's Reserve. And Booker No, in the Beam family, Booker No was the grandfather, great grandfather.
did not know that.
That's why it's called Booker's. But now the current master distiller, I think, is Freddie No.
Freddie now.
I think so. I could be wrong. Anyway, so 1 is Heaven Hill, a little bit nutty. Wild Turkey, a little bit of age on it. Not as much as like some of the better stuff, but a fair amount of age. Probably like medicinal cherry. And that Fortuna is a lot like Stag, and a little bit of apple, a lot of like brown butter. Excuse me. Whenever you get around to
That
it.
Fortuna's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm gonna wait.
I
till
put
the
it
end.
last because the proof will step on the other two. Because, the McKenna's a 10-year bottled bond, so it's, 100 proof. Wild Turkey's 101 proof.
And them's fighting words right there. Did
What's that?
you see what Christian said?
Wild Turkey comes from anal cavity somewhere.
Ooh. Christian, I feel like we need to introduce you into the world of better Wild Turkey.
Yes, that's C&E.
Wait,
That's
wait,
a good one.
First of all,
Wild Turkey 13, if you can ever find
Wild
it.
Turkey 101 is just fine.
It is. I had a bartender, so I'm bringing all the new bartenders, and a couple of them are craft guys, and they're like, we were talking about recipes, and they're like, anything but the Wild Turkey, and I was like, ooh, what? And he's like, that stuff's awful. Like that's like the best value bourbon on the market, like 101 proof, probably 6-year for $26. He's like, wow, I just can't drink that shit. I'm like, cool, man, I'll take it.
You don't have to drink it.
Now, that said, I much prefer the better Wild Turkeys, like the single Rick Russells and the fucking
Oh, yeah.
13 Russell's 13. I still want to find a Russell's 15. I'm desperate to try it. I haven't seen it anywhere.
Kevin got an Elijah Craig single barrel pick in. So I haven't tried that one yet.
Did you see the age on it?
9-year, I think it said.
Okay, a little young
Yeah.
still. The McKenna's really good. It held up to cigars better than I remember. It's a more traditional bourbon flavor. It's not that like fruit forward, sweeter bourbon. Like it's a savory, more like roasted peanut character to it. It's good. I like McKenna a lot. So Fred Middick named this his best bourbon in the world twice, 2 years in a row.
Really?
And then that's why you couldn't find it forever. And then people fell off it. They're like, it's Heaven Hill, Buffalo Trace is better. Blah, 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 blah. But it's still really good.
It is actually pretty good.
Yeah. Fucking cough.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Right?
That's good.
And if you can find it for what it should be like $55 to $59. I think it's a perfectly good bottle at that price.
I think the only thing I have an issue with is there's an off flavor on the back of the palate on the finish.
Yeah, but I get that with Booker's too when I'm smoking, and I don't get it when I'm not
Yeah, I'm
smoking.
about to say I think it's because of the cigar.
I think it's the something about how it affects the back of your palate.
What are you smoking?
Movies.
Dad's Home Movies?
Yeah.
I thought he said boobies for a minute. I was like, did you just forget?
So you were chuckling about boobies.
I was like, boobies. Actually, no, because I was driving to Reno today and I realized that the Twin Peaks is open.
Is
I
it
was-
really?
And I was like, bro, we need to go to Twin
Where
Peaks.
is this restaurant?
Twin Peaks?
Yeah.
It's where the old Claim Jumpers was.
Oh, it's right now. Did you go to Ruiz?
No, I didn't go to Ruiz.
Oh.
But I saw the Twin Peaks and I was like, ooh, boobies.
I've never been to a Twin
I
Peaks.
mean, didn't you see enough of that up here during the week?
Yeah, but I want to see good boobies, not weird.
I've never been to a, not like tech bro boobies.
Yeah.
Got
yeah.
it.
Not Burning Man boobies. I want like boobies.
Boobies. Got it.
You know, because they hire those chicks as models who serve, so they have like they can be mean like that.
They don't. You can't do that in California.
It's in Nevada.
Yeah, but most of them are in California out here.
Twin Peaks?
Yeah.
I thought they were Colorado.
They didn't start here, but most of them on the West Coast are in California.
Well, it's just mountain hooters. That's all it is.
It automatic the wild turkey automatically has that like dusty note.
Yeah, and it's an interesting profile for sure.
Yeah, I mean, there's always some version of cherry, almost
The
always.
wild turkey.
Yeah.
With this one, I noticed is the cherry shows up as an afterthought. Mm-hmm. It's like
There's also more barrel char than I would expect, like more than
Yeah.
on an 8-year than I would have thought.
yeah.
It's good. You get a lot of that char, and then
Yeah, I'll probably, if I find another bottle for $49, I'll probably pick up another one up and just stash it in a bag or something, like stash it in the closet with everything else. What are we looking at? Quien es este?
I thought it was Will for a second, and then I'm like, that's not him.
No, está Wilhelm.
No, it's not.
It's not Will. It is Will's Ukrainian cousin.
Yes.
Sorry.
I don't care.
Telling that story earlier, there was another one that came to mind, and I'm trying to remember it again because I dropped my fill. But it was
What did you drop?
there we go. Drop my fill. Christian would understand it. When you say you dropped your fill, usually it has to do with the radio dropping its fill in the Army.
Okay.
And I had a commander that would drop his fill constantly. He'd be in the middle of directing, and then he'd stop like this.
Oh, yeah.
And you go like this. Nothing.
Nothing.
And then he'd continue right where he left off about 2 minutes later. But the other story was my uncle, because you brought up the electrical fence. This fence has never been on, really. It was never on. One day it was on, and he decided to pee on it and didn't realize it was on. His balls swelled up like this.
The old electric.
He screamed so loud. It was amazing.
Good old electric.
The only issue I ever had with an electrical fence is we used to turn it off at the Black Horse Ranch when we were feeding the horses. And apparently we didn't turn it off this time. And as we were driving through, the wire that's going across the top hit my head. I went, "Bah."
I mean, I don't think I've ever gotten past like, hey, that's an electric fence. Yes, it is. Think we should touch it? No, I don't. That's usually the end of the conversation.
Listen, I wasn't trying to touch it.
Yeah, you know what? You just see an electrical fence, and for you, you're like, oh, cool, an electrical fence.
Yeah.
Kevin hears the fucking Jackass theme song kick on his head and goes, hi, my name's Kevin. This is Jackass. Bow, now, 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 now.
You're not wrong. But I would try to get other people to do that.
It's just, this is Kevin. This is the electrical fence.
What are you doing for Thanksgiving?
Working.
Beating his children.
Are you?
Oh,
Both. Yeah, so I work.
Oh, yeah, I guess it is one of your days, huh?
Yeah, I go in Thursday morning, and then that's my Monday.
Dude, I think that McKenna might be really good in cocktails also.
I think
Kind of a
so.
shame to do that with a $60 bottle, but
It's only $60.
pretty good.
not if you do, like have all the handcrafted like
I was going to use
things
it.
to go with.
I was going to use it in an upgraded old fashioned on the menu, but I decided to go,
Bullet.
no, I'm going to use that Old Forester Whiskey Row bottled and bond, the 1897.
Oh yeah.
I think the flavors on it will probably work a little bit better.
How's the Statesman?
Never tried it. The one that I want, Christian. I would be hugely appreciative if you would keep your eye out for an Old Forester King Ranch edition, which is out in Texas right now. Also,
What?
only sold in Texas.
What a bougie fucking drink.
Do I hear 2?
Yes.
Do I hear 3? You want one?
Sure. No, he's drinking Blanton's Green.
Of course he is.
That's their rye.
There's no rye Blanton's.
Oh, the hell's
It's
green?
the colored bands for Blanton's are almost all international releases. So different ages, slightly different profiles than the standard single barrel. They try and isolate parts of the rick house that sort of serve the flavors that those countries prefer,
Okay.
and then they package them up as flavored bands. And then they change the proof a little bit. Like Japan's gets proofed down a little bit. I don't know about anybody else's.
But so would the green one be Ireland's?
I don't know. I don't know what country was which.
No.
Come on, they're all about the green. They're all leprechauns.
Wow.
What?
Wow.
No, listen, I'm not full Irish, so my luck isn't there. Casey, I did get a bottle of the Penelope toasted rye.
Oh, there you go.
I do like the toasted rye.
Toasted rye is good.
Toasted rye is good.
Yeah.
And he says I have sources.
I can't get the King Ranch edition anywhere else.
Because it's just in Texas.
And my dad never goes through at the right time, and he's not driving this time. If he goes back, I don't think he's flying.
What?
Yeah, he
What?
ran out of time.
To plan the trip and all that.
Well, I think it was he had decided not to go until after the first of the year. And now I think he's going to go back for Thanksgiving, but he doesn't want to drive now because it's
Last minute and
yeah,
And it's just a
That's
long
fair.
drive.
it is a long drive.
And he's already done it like 3 times this year.
Yeah,
have you gone out there for Thanksgiving before?
no,
I feel like your uncles would throw a pretty damn good Thanksgiving.
yeah, I just almost always am working Thanksgiving. I'm amazed that I'm off. I mean, I'm not off by much. I'm working the next day.
What time do you have to be in the next day? Meetings, I'm guessing? 8?
Probably 9:30. Not too bad. We're running shorter hours. We're only open 11:30 to 5 until the 13th.
Until they're like, we want a 6 o'clock meeting.
I mean, once we're open, then I've got, I much prefer the time when the restaurant's open to the time that the restaurant's closed. I mean, the restaurant is sort of my safe space inside the corporation.
Christian says, I'm going to Rio de Janeiro for my birthday over Thanksgiving.
Oh, nice.
Happy early birthday. If we don't talk to you before that. Because that's next week, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a week from Thursday.
Okay.
What are you going to do in Rio?
Party,
I guess.
smoke cigars.
Hopefully he can find
I mean,
good
All right.
cigars.
I don't think Rio is a cigar destination.
Oh, there's the notes. They've started to come out now.
Oh, got it.
I'm on to the Fortuna.
I finished the first one. I'm waiting to finish the second one.
I was going back and forth just to see. I like them both about the same. They're just different flavor
I
profiles.
think I like this one more because I feel like it's holding up to the cigar better.
Really?
Yeah. Leave Tuesday evening. I'll be on the next Monday. Got it. So we'll see him the next Monday.
Yeah.
How long are you going down there for?
And again, what are you going for? I don't know what you'd go to Rio for.
See the girls?
It's dangerous.
This is good.
How is it dangerous?
It's Rio.
Dude, it's that they cordon off the favelas. You know where the dangerous parts are. You don't go in there.
That's where you want to go.
He's going 27th to the 3rd.
If you're going to a place like Rio, you have to go for the entire experience.
Wait,
You
so
don't.
you're leaving the day of Thanksgiving?
Because it's the day before.
The 27th is? I thought
2 days before.
Okay.
He's leaving
Thanksgiving,
Tuesday.
29th, yeah.
Okay.
It's later this year.
That's
Yeah,
right.
it's the last
Okay.
week. It's
I mean,
stupid.
I always think
Wait,
it's
is
like the
Thanksgiving
28th.
the 29th? I thought Thanksgiving was the 28th.
28th, yeah, 28th, because Black Friday's 29th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we open on the 29th, the restaurant.
It's early summer down there. We'll party. We'll party bigly.
Hang
should
out
be
on the
fun.
beach.
When do they do
Brazil,
their festival?
Which festival?
the Carnival.
The Carnival.
Carnival's in February.
Oh,
February or March. It changes, like it moves because it's relative to Easter.
got it. Thanksgiving is the 28th, he said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carnival ends, what is it, the day before Black Friday? Or not Black, or Ash Friday?
Yeah, I think so. Because you can go Carnival and then you can go like straight to
Ash Friday.
Ash
and then
Friday.
you know, go into Lent
yeah,
and give up things.
yeah.
I stopped doing that.
I never did
gave
that.
up giving up early, like when I was a kid.
I gave up giving up. Never
People
give
that do like sober January. I mean, I don't drink that much. I drink often, but I don't drink much. Right?
See, I don't drink that much either.
Yes, you do. What?
I'm just waiting
For what?
for what comes next.
What?
Listen, I don't drink as much as I used to in the Army. And not to mention,
That's a really shitty comparison.
So?
I don't drink 2 gallons a day anymore, so I don't drink that much.
exactly, it's not a problem. I was never a problem drinking because I could always pick up the glass and drink.
I mean, I suppose if you've never lost the coordination to do the 16-ounce curl.
Exactly.
This is why you're in Rear D. You didn't have to get deployed anywhere.
Don't you love Rear D? A 10-hour flight direct from DFW. Nice.
That's not too bad.
That's actually a good flight. A flight from Sacramento all the way to the Philippines takes 25 hours.
Yeah, Sacramento to wherever fucking dude ended up in Thailand was 24 hours
That
with a
is
layover
lot.
in Australia.
Yeah, I mean yeah, but that's the time thing.
That's so.
It's a time zone. It's really like a 14-hour flight.
I think it's 14 pure hours to Australia.
Yeah, but
But
it's,
then layover in Australia, and then he had to go to Thailand. And
yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, that's a long time to be on a plane around
It's
a bunch of
14
people.
hours is
dude, I had one of the guys in here. He was working the event. He wasn't at the event. Still, kook adjacent.
yes.
And he goes, "I work Burning Man." It's like, oh, cool. Ever run into a guy that calls himself Shipwreck at Burning Man? His name's Cameron in real life. And he goes, "No, I don't think so. Where's he work?" I'm like, "He's worked everything out there. He's worked the fucking temple. He's worked gate. He's worked med." He goes, "Really?" It's like, "Yeah." He goes, "I'm the assistant manager of gate." I'm like, "Cool." I go, "He didn't make it last year." I go, "He was in Thailand for like 7 years. He would just fly back. Now he's in Cambodia." And he goes, "Wait a minute. I do know him."
Was he the one to go into the Thailand prison if he stayed?
Yeah.
That is so funny.
It's a small world.
I wonder if he knows.
It's a small
Pat.
world.
I think, dude, there's a lot of people. I'll talk about Pat to burners. Like, I have burners on my staff. And they'll be like, "How long have you been going?" A couple of them have been going for like 10, 12 years. I was like, "Oh, I know a guy that's been going since the first year they had it up here. Not the first year they had it, because it used to be on the beach in San Francisco." I was like, "Since the first year they had it up here." I go, "Everyone out there knows him or has run into him at some point." And they're like, "Yeah?" I'm like, "Yeah, he's a 360-pound black man. Rides around like a fuzzy motorcycle." And they go, "There could be a couple of people." And I go, "Mr. Skull Cycle." And they go, "Oh, you know Mr. Skull Cycle?" I'm like, "Yeah."
We're good friends.
Turns out, yes, I do.
Well, that's the thing. I don't think he's gone to Burning Man in a while.
No, he hasn't gone in like 5 years.
Yeah, because he said it's changed. And it's
He
not as
went
good as
like
it used
5
to be.
years ago. Well, because he still gets, I don't think he has to get tickets, because I think he still gets tribal tickets.
But he also has his new passion for boat racing, so
I know those boats are sexy.
which are cool.
Yeah.
Like that seems more fun.
I haven't seen him up here lately. That's a shame.
I saw him, like I said, I saw him a couple months ago, I think.
Yeah.
He was floating around,
Okay.
taking care of business.
But has there been any updates on Trump and his deal?
Which deal?
I mean, there's a ton of them.
I mean, most of his charges have just sort of disappeared, which was kind of expected.
Yeah.
Every time they're like, he's 34 felonies, I'm like, they were kind of dubious anyway. Like, they kind of had to invent a charge to charge him with.
Faux felonies.
My question is, could a president pardon himself?
Remains to be seen. Probably not.
Because I mean, I feel like this would be right there around
Look,
that.
if anyone was gonna abuse the "I can pardon myself" thing, it would have been Nixon.
But the Nevada charges were the New York charges were state charges anyway, so he can't pardon himself from those.
Yeah.
You need
Okay.
the New York governor to do it.
Which isn't he Republican or is he Democrat? Yeah, he never pardoned him.
I did see that we let was it Ukraine fire one of those missiles?
Yeah, we gave him approval for long range missiles into Russia. That's good.
We were like, yeah, go ahead. Use the defensive missile platform for attack. It's not like it's supposed to do that or anything.
I mean, we haven't used it 100%. So I mean, you might as well give him a shot.
That
What do you think,
all-
Christian? You
all
think
we
Gates?
found
You
is
think Gates will get past approval, Senate confirmation,
for
Attorney General?
no.
Yeah, because he got Gates and doesn't he have Elon? And
Well, Elon's overseeing a commission. He doesn't. It doesn't require Senate approval.
okay.
I think RFK will make it through for HHS. Hegseth for DOD, I have questions. I'm not sure the Senate will confirm him. I think they'll confirm him over Gates.
Who's the Security General?
The
Secretary General?
Secretary General is the head of the UN.
Yeah, who's got that one? Is that Gates?
We don't do that.
No?
That's somebody
Okay,
else.
got
That's
it.
the UN.
We do.
Are you thinking chairman of the Joint Chiefs?
No, I thought there was something else. I haven't looked at all of them.
I don't think the chairman of the Joint Chiefs is a Senate confirmable position.
No, it's just whoever. Is that a promotion?
I don't know. I don't know if it's the highest ranking person in the armed forces, but it's usually pretty close. I mean, it's someone with a shit ton of military experience.
Yeah, they never really explained how Fitzwallace got that job though in the West Wing.
But I mean, you're not going to get that job unless you've got the title of admiral or general.
That's true.
Who's the SecDef, or have they not said it?
Secretary of Defense.
Yeah.
They might have named it. I thought it was going to be Gabbard, but she got
Steph Curry.
national security.
I don't think that'd work.
They might have named Secretary of Defense. I haven't seen it.
I'm looking at all the different.
I don't think that's Hegseth. I thought Hegseth was head of the DOD.
Homeland Security is. Who's that?
Is that the? No, he was the ambassador to Israel. The southern, like, religious stalwart. I can't think of his name. I can see his face too.
I don't know. I haven't seen a full list of appointments yet.
I saw a list on the news. I just don't remember what the list was.
I mean, I'm sure you can Google it.
That's what I'm doing
It's
right now.
there's some decent nominations in there, and there are some kooks.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there were.
Yeah, Marco Rubio, State.
Secretary of State.
Yeah,
of State.
Attorney General is Matt Gates.
Matt Gates. Yeah. He's the one I don't think he's going to get confirmed.
Defense Pete Hegseth.
Is he Department of Defense or he's Secretary of Defense?
It just says Defense.
Probably Secretary of Defense. Hegseth. He might not get confirmed.
Homeland is Christy Noam. CIA John Ratcliffe.
Yeah, that makes sense.
DNI Tulsi Gabbard.
Tulsi Gabbard,
That was close.
Director of National Security or whatever, National Intelligence.
Wasn't he the
She.
director of CIA? Who is the one that was the CIA one now gets the other one, and they're like the first person to hold both technically?
I don't know
Isn't that what he's doing? I thought that's what he did.
who.
Trump. I thought he appointed the person who was the director of CIA.
Rickman.
Yeah, now is the director of national intelligence or
he's
whatever.
going to. No, they named Tulsi Gabbard. He's
Oh, okay.
trying to get Tulsi Gabbard Director of National Intelligence.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't think Gates make it through. Pete Hegseth is a maybe. I'm glad we get to look at Noam and Tulsi for the next 4 years. Maybe they will wrestle.
Mud wrestle.
I was thinking he would. I was thinking he would give Tulsi Secretary of Defense.
Okay, so the EPA is Lee Zeldin. Zeldin?
Yes, straight out of the oil world.
Yes. UN, Elise
Stefanik. Elise Stefanik.
Yeah. Health is Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
Yeah, that one's going to be a fun one. I think he's going to get through, and it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, that one should be.
Interior is Doug Bergman.
Okay.
Veteran
Oh,
Affairs.
is Bergman the governor from whatever North Dakota?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, we know how he won North Dakota.
Veteran Affairs, Doug Collins, and Energy, Chris Wright. Those are the only ones announced.
Okay.
Oh, confirmed.
You
at
forgot
least.
one.
Those are the only ones confirmed.
You forgot one.
Oh, Ellen.
No, Mitt Romney, Secretary, looking good.
Oh,
Just going to let that one sit in the room for a minute.
this one says no confirmation required. JD Vance as vice president, of course. Chief
Yeah.
of staff is Susie Wiles.
Susie Wiles. She's a fucking pit bull. She's a
Is
pit
she?
bull in disguise. She was the head of his campaign.
Oh, do you think she'll run?
She's been a professional Republican operative for as long as I've been alive.
I wonder if she'll back Vance.
Sounds cool. Professional Republican operative.
Deputy Chief of Staff James Blair. Deputy Chief of Staff Taylor Budwick.
Yeah. So there's two
There's like 4.
deputy COSs. One's policy, and the other one. Well, they don't have to define them in any given way. But all of the staff positions are non-confirmable. They just appoint them and they're done.
Yeah, you
Got
just,
it.
you just pretty much pick
Yeah,
somebody
because
from the party, right?
there's 2 more deputy chiefs of staff, Stephen Miller and Dan.
Oh, did he name 4?
Scavino.
I thought there were 2.
Now there's 4.
That's pretty
They're not
smart.
going to have enough offices in the West Wing.
Border czar is Thomas Homan.
Oh my God, have you heard this guy talk?
I have not.
Dude, do yourself a favor and look him up.
Is it good?
I mean, do you remember fucking Dennis Franz's character in NYPD Blue?
Maybe.
Heavy set dude, black hair, curmudgeon-y all the time.
Like the main character?
Yep,
Yes.
that's this guy.
Nice.
Oh. So,
That's a good show.
National Sec Advisor Michael Waltz. White House Counsel Bill McGinley. Commander
Are you
Direct.
somehow under the impression that you're the third White House counsel and not the first White House counsel because of me?
Yeah,
I was not under that impression, no.
White House counsel goes real quick.
Homan's testimony to Congress you must watch. He says.
Oh, yeah. No, you have to.
Oh, yeah?
Like, this dude is unapologetically an asshole.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, okay, so he is just the main character from NYPD Blue.
Yeah.
Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect.
Com director Steve Chung.
The communications director is Steve Chung.
Yes.
Wow.
Cheung.
Okay.
Press secretary Carolina Levitt.
I was hoping he's going to bring back the one guy they kept making fun of on Saturday Night Live.
Oh, no, he's got a TV job. He's making a lot of money.
Was it Spiceman?
Spicer.
Yeah, Spicer.
Yeah.
Spicy Spicer.
Staff secretary Will Scarf. Personnel Sergio Gore. Government efficiency. There's 2 of them.
Yeah,
Elon Musk.
so that's a commission, not an agency.
Okay, Vivek
Ramaswamy.
Ramaswamy.
Yeah. So I forget what company he founded. He's also a billionaire. Or damn close. I'm pretty sure he's a billionaire.
And then FCC is Brendan Carr.
I mean, it's good. Listen, the next 4 years are going to be entertaining at the very least.
So there's some solid choices.
Some of them.
Like I think he did learn from the last time.
I think they put Tulsi in the wrong spot.
Where should Tulsi be?
I think she should be the Secretary of Defense.
Just because how aggressive she is?
No, she's actually not that aggressive. She's aggressive in certain areas of warfare and not aggressive at all in others. Like, she can't stand regime change wars. She doesn't think that's our job. She thinks our job is national security,
Yes.
which is fine. Probably why they made her national security. But I think she's more valuable with her point of view as Secretary of Defense.
Making smart choices.
I mean, she's
Yeah.
a vet. Like, she served. Like, she was in other countries doing, things.
Things.
Yeah. Like, she's got real experience. She ran for office. Like, she was a Democrat. Now she's a Republican. Like, she's got a pretty solid scope of experience. Like, she's got a good breadth of fucking doing things.
Okay.
The downside is Director of National Security is not a position that leads into campaigning.
No.
No.
No, not typically. I'm not sure anybody beats Vance, but she would have given Vance I think she would have given Vance a solid run for his money. Like, she would have taken far more independents than Vance. Now,
Okay.
her problem would have been in the primaries where the independents can't vote in Republican primaries, which is still a number of states. But I think it would have been a fun debate between the two of them. Like, it would have been a fun campaign between the two of them to get some really solid points of view out in the world in 4 years.
Well, because she can still go for it, right?
Yeah, it's just you don't develop the sort of relationships you need to raise money.
Like politically. I
Yeah.
Gotcha. I gotcha.
Like, practically speaking, it's just not an efficient way to go into running for an office like president.
So you'd have to put in extra work, which is already a tough spot.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And a lot of the independents will go back the Democrat 4 years.
Do they just flip flop?
The independents?
Yeah.
Not necessarily. Independents have a really bad habit of voting one way and then hating themselves for voting that way and then voting the other way 4
And
years
then,
later.
And then hating themselves
Yeah.
again.
It's a vicious cycle.
Do you think they would stay if Vance was?
This is so good.
It is.
I don't know how many more bottles of this we're going to see. This batch was released almost a year ago.
Yeah, and I haven't seen any more newer versions out. I'm not even sure if they're making it still.
No, the bourbon world is contracting for sure. People just don't have the money to spend.
Fair. Yeah, especially going against all the other companies that do have the money that have already developed all the bourbon that they need.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to compete with the legacy companies anyway, just because their cost of operations are so much less.
Yeah, because they've been doing it for so long. Everything's
Well, and they can listen. Brown Forman gets to support all of their fun stuff with their whatever it is, 130 million cases of Jack Daniels they sell a year.
that's a lot. And that's not even the good Jack Daniels. I'm guessing that's just
I
the
mean,
standard.
Just regular standard
Their
Jack Daniels.
their rounding error for production a year is the total production of some significant bourbon producers.
Like Wild Turkey.
No. Wild Turkey produces a lot.
Oh, good.
They don't produce what Jack Daniels produces, but they produce a lot. But Jack Daniels produces an unreal amount of whiskey.
They cheat. What you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, they cheat.
I want to say it's like 14 million barrels a year.
That's a lot. How do you get? I'm
It's some ridiculous number.
like they must have like farms upon farms with all this stuff growing constantly.
Yeah, they're completely vertically integrated. They have their own cooperage on site. They have their own water, everything. They're completely vertically integrated.
And I'm guessing they sell some of their mash too, or no?
They do sell off some of their stuff, not much. And usually it's stuff like Michter's has been known to buy it for their 10-year bourbon, because the 10-year bourbon, Michter's sources a lot of their stuff. People end up with it, like they'll just sell off some random stuff. They'll end up needing space, so they'll batch out a bunch of barrels into a container, and then someone will buy it and then rebarrel it and then sell it off as a finished whiskey of some sort and just not tell anybody it's Jack Daniels because they have to sign an NDA when they buy it.
Got it. But do you think it still has the same?
But everyone in the
profile?
world knows. So you watch a bunch of Whiskey Tube, and you'd be like, oh, batch XY from, this company is Jack Daniels distillate.
And it's just because the taste, it's there.
No, it's because you can't keep those secrets inside the industry. So, like, all the people, like, all the NDAs in the world, NDAs, sorry, non-producing distillers,
MPDs,
non-distilling producers, NDPs.
NDPs.
They're all buying off the same markets, and they know what's for sale. So they see someone bought it, and everyone knows that, oh, they got that. Like, no, they all have a certain amount of decorum. They don't talk about it, but inside the business, they all know who's got what.
Got it.
Interesting.
Now, how do like the YouTubers find out?
Because a lot of them have their own NDPs now.
Got it.
Bourbon Junkies are selling their own label. Prideful Goat was some guys out of Texas. Like, they all have their own labels. So they're all, like, in the business. They're enough in the business to know who's got what. And they won't be like, they'll be like, unverified, this could be a distiller out of Tennessee that doesn't rhyme with George Schmickel. Yeah.
Allegedly.
I mean, I guess that's the way to do it.
Yeah. I mean, it's like cigars. I imagine once you're in the business, it's a pretty small world.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but most of them don't sign NDAs for the tobacco they sell, batch out, right? Or do they batch out tobacco?
No,
to
no, no.
other
The people that white label, they're signing NDAs.
Okay.
Like, they won't tell the public. Like, you might know that some brand that like at a shop was white labeled by AJ Fernandez or something, but like, unless you're sitting in shops talking to people, you're never going to know that.
Got it.
If you're just buying cigars off CI and smoking at home, like, you're never going to be privy to that information.
So shops is where all the talk happens, and
And even then, it's specific shops, right?
Yeah.
And specific reps. Would you agree?
No, it's. I mean, once you know, you're pretty much in the know. Like, it becomes real obvious where the small stuff comes from. I mean, like, now we know Plasencia does so much work.
Yeah.
I don't know how much of that. How much is AJ Fernandez touching?
I mean, a lot.
Literally, like, everything.
his hand's almost an
Yeah.
everything.
Probably 60% of the boutique cigars.
Are in some form have gone through AJ at some point.
Well, listen, the statistic is real for Plasencia. If you're smoking a cigar from Nicaragua, not named Padron, there's like an 80 to 85% chance that there's Plasencia tobacco in there.
Yeah.
Whether they rolled it or they sold it to somebody on contract or whatever.
Yeah, it's just coming out. Like,
Do you think Padron would ever have AJ do anything for him or no?
Maybe. I imagine.
They're not hurting, so
I imagine, like, when you have that kind of, fuck you tobacco, you can just call AJ and specifically make like a farm blend that's only just to do it. Like, I would.
But it's also like no one's going to look down on Padron for doing anything. It's
Yeah.
Padron.
Yeah.
The amount of brand equity is the word I'm looking for, or the phrase I'm looking for. The amount of brand equity that Padron has in the cigar world is obscene.
Yeah. So they can do whatever they want.
yeah. I mean, just their cigars alone, the wrapping on them is almost seamless. There's never really any issues that you get from them.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't think I ever get a runner on them.
they legit have some of the best quality control next to Davidoff, probably.
Yeah, I mean their QC is probably half a notch below Davidoff, but with better flavor.
Yeah. So.
I mean, I think so. There are people. Schmody would argue with me.
Schmody will argue with everybody, though.
Yeah, but he likes Davidoff, and that loses him points. So.
That is true. I heard there was one good Davidoff.
Nah, Bly's blasphemy.
Yeah.
I do like the Winston Churchill.
Bly's blasphemy.
No, you liked it too.
Blasphemy. Never said that. Nope.
Will not admit to it.
The mics are live, bro. What are you doing?
Who cares? The Winston Churchill's good.
I know it is. It is.
I forget the name of it. It's a darker cigar.
It's the Churchill.
Is it the Churchill?
Yeah, it's the Churchill for sure. The Churchill, the dark Churchill.
I thought it was
is
named
pretty
Knight
good.
something, but yeah.
I mean, their Year of the Rat sells for ridiculous, or their Year of the whatever
Yeah.
sells for ridiculous amounts of money.
Year of X.
Do they change the blend on it or
Yeah, it's a different cigar every year.
okay?
Not by
different
much.
blend,
It's
different
always
profile.
overblown Nicaraguan. It's always bitter. They always release it too young.
So
These are my problems with
You
it.
got to give them age.
Yeah.
And most of their cigar, I thought most of their cigars were mild cigars.
They are.
They are.
That's why I don't think they know how to blend full-bodied cigars.
Yeah.
Fair.
Except for the Churchill, which is really like a medium plus, but it's quite good. And their bland cigars are really good for the people that want that cigar. Like,
Yeah.
it's an exceptional flavor profile if that's the flavor profile you're looking for. Just not what I want to smoke.
But just most of their people are like fanboys. Like they're fanboys over that cigar specifically.
I don't think the word you're looking for is fanboys. I think what you're looking for is brand whore.
Brand whore. There we go.
Yeah.
I was
Brand-
gonna say
brand whore, for
but
sure.
Yeah.
brainwashed, but that's close enough.
Indoctrinated.
Indoctrinated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're the same people that smoke Cohiba Bahikis.
Yeah. And try to tell you that's the best Cuban, and you're like, bro,
It's not.
really?
It's good. It is good. It's not $180 good.
Yeah, if it was $30,
35 maybe. Yeah.
yeah, sure.
It's a good smoke. I mean, some of the Cuban Cohibas are very good. They are not worth the price.
No,
They suffer. They don't suffer for it. It does them quite well. But they get a little bit lazy because their Cuban Cohiba was one of Fidel's cigars, and everyone knows it. And everyone still wants to smoke the same cigars as Fidel.
yeah,
Fair.
because it's cool.
I guess.
I don't-
My dad's story's cooler, but yeah. I can't tell that story unless he gives me permission to.
Okay.
And I think I've told you guys that story before, but
I don't think I know
yeah,
that story.
It's a pretty good story.
I think you do that. You do. I think you've heard that story before.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think I've told you.
yeah,
For sure.
For sure.
Anyway, they're good. They're not great.
No,
Okay, fair.
Great. Like I would take a Partagas D4 with a decent amount of age on it over anything Cohiba does.
yes, I think that's fair.
It's sad.
I'm
that
also Bolivar.
Boulevard, yeah.
Those boulevards are really
If you want a more traditional Cuban flavor profile,
boulevard,
yeah.
100%.
hands
Yeah.
down.
Even some of the stuff that people don't know as well, like the K Dorsays.
See, and I always liked the Kawaba. That was my favorite
Koalas are
one.
good.
Yeah, I could have got you one for $55 a stick.
I know that's hard to
That's-
justify at that
Dude,
point.
Cuban prices are out of hand.
What's that a box at that point? Because I think it's a box of
It's a 10 count box.
10. Yeah,
Box.
It's $550.
Yeah, no thanks.
it's a lot.
And really, if you're gonna buy a box of some,
I think it might actually be an 8 count box.
just get.
Oh, that's
fucking
sad.
Partagas D4s.
Well, it's because
Right.
it's one of those boxes that's shaped.
Yeah, because the
It's
Solomon
cut for the
shape.
Solomons. Yeah.
Yeah. They do other sizes on that, don't they?
Yes.
And I'm guessing the boxes are going to have more in them at that point.
Yeah, you just get more. I don't know what the word would be. It's more sought after because the Solomon's such a hard cigar to roll.
Yeah. And I enjoy the Solomons,
Yeah.
which I'll probably be smoking here in a minute. Except for it's the ones that we have a hard time getting.
What's that one?
Man of Wars.
The Man of Wars. They finally got the 18 pack again of the
Why is that a hard cigar for us to get?
Because they just never have them in stock.
yeah, they're always
It's just a function of our distributor.
Yeah.
Because it's not an impossible cigar to find.
No, it's
No.
just hard to get from the distributor.
Oh, from our distributor.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Is that the only distributor? Well, I'll talk to you about that later.
It's the only distributor we use. Everything else is direct accounts.
Got it.
And I forget who does Man of War.
I thought that was an AJ hand in there.
Yeah, but that doesn't
AJ
mean that it's an
AJ
AJ cigar.
AJ
Right.
built it, but it's not AJ Fernandez.
Because we have a direct account with AJ and they don't carry it.
Yeah, they don't.
That's
they don't
sad.
carry. It sucks.
I wish they did.
What are we watching?
Baseball.
Oh, I just caught out of the glimpse of my eye that Brock Purdy's hurt. That's all.
Oh, no. What's James going to do for a quarterback?
He's still got Dax on.
I thought he benched Dak.
Did he finally? He might have. He might have. I have to check. Wouldn't be surprised if Dak's still playing for him.
He hasn't traded him out.
No, I mean he should now, but
No, he's a Cowboys fanboy.
yeah.
I'm waiting for him to pop up in chat. I want him to hear that part.
No, he's in Texas doing family things.
Fair,
Yeah, they,
fair.
just, they just did a wedding for his niece. Looked fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they haven't invited you to Cigar Week in Houston.
Right. Well, next year maybe.
That'd be a long trip.
I mean,
They've already got it planned out for next year.
I know.
It's in May, right?
Yeah, May or June, maybe.
it's May.
Maybe it's May. I think it's May. It's because it's not too terribly time to go into Houston when it's like not too hot.
It's also going to be dead here.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And then I'll be dealing with the fishing derby stuff in that month.
The
Oh,
fishing
yeah.
derby.
Yeah, because it's at the end of May, beginning of June, that first weekend.
Yeah, May is also when the Miami Formula One races. They put the schedule out.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, did they?
Oh yeah.
Any changes to the races?
Yeah, it's going back to Australia as the first race of the year instead of Bahrain.
Really? Mm-hmm. Why?
I don't know. I think it's just easier to do Australia first.
Okay.
And I think they don't like the heat in Australia when they've been going. 'cause
Later.
It's been
And it's always going to be hot in
always
Bahrain.
obnoxiously hot in Australia. So it's like, let's just go. It's the first weekend of March is Australia. That's the first. That's the
Okay.
start of the
So it's
season.
the end of their summer.
Yeah.
So it should be cooling down.
Should be cooler, but not terribly awful. And then it's China, Japan, and then Abu Dhabi this time. So
Abu
it's
Dhabi?
it's an interesting kind of start to the season.
Vegas still November.
Vegas is November 20th and 22nd
Okay.
next year. I think it might be on Thanksgiving.
I don't have to look at the calendar.
I,
It'd be
I,
pretty-
I think it's pretty close. I think it's Thanksgiving weekend. this
Thanksgiving's
year.
usually the fourth
That's
week, isn't it?
fucking obnoxious. You thought people hated it these last 2 years? Just wait till it's on fucking Thanksgiving.
What's the first year they could take it off the strip?
I think it's a 5-year strip deal.
Okay.
So I think there's 3 more years technically of it being on the strip.
So they'd
before it-
probably need to start building a track next year.
I think they are.
Are they?
Where would they put
I think
it?
they're building. I think they're building a track.
I mean, you don't have to go far
No.
in that part of Nevada to find empty land.
Yeah, there's a lot of it.
Yeah, I mean you could build it north of Vegas. You could build it to the east.
I'd probably do it more, probably east, yeah.
I mean, they're gonna listen. They're gonna do it somewhere. They're gonna think about this because it's Las Vegas. They're gonna do it somewhere where half the shots have the Vegas skyline in them.
Yeah, it's gonna be stupid. You're gonna be like, oh look, there's Vegas in the background. How beautiful.
Because a lot of the stuff north is Native American land,
Yeah, so it'll probably be south.
south or east, yeah.
Yeah, south easy to get to, but still has the view of the strip.
Dude, it's too bad they don't do races at dusk because the Las Vegas skyline at sunset, like the desert sunsets, are
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. Well, and there's nothing says they can't.
I
I mean, it's a function of time. Like you want viewership.
think
certain
it's
parts.
also a function of changing temperatures.
Yeah, that too. You kind of want it to be.
Because it cools down
Dead
quickly
set.
in the middle of
Yeah, I mean.
Oh,
Right.
dude, that track would turn into a skating rink on like lap 25.
yes.
Yeah, well, it's already a skating rink.
Yeah.
Like last year, they were like, "Oh fuck, we're in the desert in the middle of the night." Like they're so used to being in the desert, of Saudi Arabia, where it's 80 degrees at night. And you're like, "Oh, thank God it's 80 degrees." And then you're in, Nevada in November, and you're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
It's like
fucking
42.
40 degrees outside.
Yeah,
What are we doing?"
There's nothing holding in the heat, really.
no.
So, yeah, it
It's
does get cold out there.
Stupid.
Like, I didn't realize being at Fort Irwin, because it's hot there. It gets to 126 degrees during the summer.
During the day.
During the day,
Yeah.
and even in the winter, it's still 90 in some days, and
and then the
but
sun
at night
disappears.
it drops down like it gets down to 30, and I'm like, whoa,
Dude, even Palm Springs, you go down there like winter, like February-ish for like a golf trip, and it'll be high 70s, low 80s when you're golfing during the day.
but you better bring your jacket.
And then at night, it's down in the high 40s and low 50s.
And you're like, "Oh shit, it's cold."
That's comfortable weather. I don't know what you talk about.
No, Christian, we're not going to Vegas for the race. We're not.
No.
We're not that desperate.
My dad's trying to hit the
I
race
would
while
love
he's
to
down
go to
there.
Vegas for the race, but
No.
I don't think I get to play.
I've learned that I would like to go to Vegas for the fucking rodeo championship.
I mean, if I could go to Vegas for the race with Court and sit in the governor's box, I'd be okay with that.
You probably could.
Can we do it?
You probably could. You guys are friendly enough. He would take you.
I don't know. I want to try and get them to come up for that's in a few days. I want to hit up Robin and Court and see if they want to come up for the UNR basketball game at the event center and then come over and smoke after.
Oh yeah,
they're
that's
doing
right. We're having
basketball?
basketball.
Yeah.
You guys should come to Austin for the race next year. When
Oh.
is the race next year in Austin?
Is it August?
Let me see. I can tell you.
Isn't August their hottest month?
It is October 17th through the 19th.
Oh, that's
It's late.
cooler. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're gonna have fun driving.
Maybe I'll
that.
start planning that now because the restaurant will be closed.
Yeah, so the end of the season is the kickoff for basically like the America tour that they do is Austin, Mexico City, Brazil, Las Vegas.
What days was that?
Did you see what they were
the race?
trying to do that somehow they slipped under the radar until it was turned down? Did you see that?
What?
They were trying to buy the Long Beach Grand Prix rights from Indy.
Yes. Yes, because if you're gonna do it, you might as well start trying to take all of them.
I mean, if you're going to do it, you might as well do it in the largest media market on the planet.
What days did you say it was?
you think that the celebrity show out for Miami, Austin, and Vegas are fantastic. If you have it in Long Beach,
Yeah.
holy shit.
Yeah.
Like, you might as well just have the Oscars at the same time because it's just going to be a pure turnout of celebrities.
Dude, I'm disappointed they couldn't buy it.
You'd be surprised.
I mean, it might, listen.
Just wait till next year when they have fuck you money and they're like, all right, tell you what.
Fuck you, man. Just good money.
Yeah, but you know what would have got them the rights though? If they had accepted Andretti to have an Andretti team.
That should be a selling point for him. Hey, I know some guys. I could introduce
I
you.
can get you in.
Yeah.
If you guys want some races in America, we'll help you out. You let me in, I'll let you in. We help.
Yeah,
each
like
other.
no one knew about it until they announced that it didn't happen. That would have been so incredible.
I mean, there's that Chicago rumor still going around. They're still working on the Chicago deal. There's still the possible New York race that they wanted to do.
Were they gonna look at Detroit?
in the city of New York?
yeah.
Like a New York street circuit, which would be fucking cool.
Yeah, but they'll never do it.
No, but it'd be.
You
cool.
think shutting down the Vegas Strip is hard?
Yeah, try shutting down New York City.
So busy.
There's still rumors that the Indianapolis race might come back, which I would like to see because that was still a really good race. Like, Indy was fun.
I just having it in fucking Long Beach would have been so cool.
Yeah, that would have been that I would have gone to. Like, let's go.
You could have met Duke and Randy down there.
Fuck yeah.
It's been a while since we've seen them.
Yeah, that's my fault. I'm sorry.
What? Oh, got it. Got it. Figured it
I'm
out.
sorry.
It's all good.
It's all right. It happens.
Well, the other person we haven't seen is long hair. Used to come in here with tees.
Gary, he saw
Gary.
Gary. Wait,
Did
he
you?
saw him
I saw Gary today.
When? Where?
At
Here?
Fumari.
Yeah,
Fumari?
he smokes in Reno
Yeah,
now.
he's in
Son
Reno.
of a bitch.
He doesn't come to Tahoe anymore.
He said he might come up on Thursday. We'll see.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's choosing the date. I'm not.
Yeah,
know-
no, Gary's been around. So, like, 8 months ago, I was sitting in Fumari with Jeff. And do you remember that hat with the feather that he wore?
Yeah.
Still wearing it. And I fucking look over at him like, is that Gary? Pretty sure that's Gary. And Jeff goes, what's up? And I go, I'm pretty sure I know this guy. Like, I think he used to come into the shop. Just like, really? I'm like, yeah. Like, I think his name's Gary. And I was going to get up and talk to him, but I was lost in conversation with Jeff when we got up, and he disappeared right before we finished. I was like, oh, they're gone. And then I ran into him again in Fumari. I saw him, and finally he walked right by me because he was like, I was already sitting down, and I go, Gary. He looks over and he goes, Lane, what are you doing here? Yeah.
What are you doing here?
And where have you been? Like, I miss you bringing up really good beers.
Yeah.
Beers, tea, all kinds of things.
50th Family Reserve, aged for 10 years. That's good Padron.
Yeah. The tea was good too. What was it? It was
$1,000 puer
it-
came off the ledge of a Chinese
it
cliff.
was called Phoenix something.
Yeah.
Because
I'm amazed you remember the name.
it was good. Like I actually enjoyed that. It had some great flavor, even though it was poo tea.
It is a different level of tea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like I've never had tea like that. So the first time trying, I'm like, whoa.
$1,000 an ounce or whatever he paid for that nonsense.
Yes.
Silly.
I think about that coffee too that's made in from that cat scat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like
Out of the Philippines?
I think it's Philippines. Yeah, I wanted to try it one day, and I'm like, I don't know. And then I think about it. I'm like, you did drink poo tea. Why not poo coffee? That's what that is.
What?
The tea.
Poo air?
Poo it. It was
No.
pooped out by birds off that eat
No,
those seeds.
birds take care of it.
No.
Yeah, they nest there. It's like a wildlife preserve.
I was told it was he said it was that they poo out the seeds and everything.
I don't think that's
how
accurate.
that works.
Probably not. Maybe. I don't know.
Tea is a leaf.
Yes, and
Don't hurt his brain. You're gonna
That would be a really challenging harvest. Hold on. We have to get the chewed up bits of leaf that they pooed out.
listen, they
they pooed out.
they pooed out. So what is puer then?
It's the name
It's
of a
just
tea.
the name of the tea.
Yeah, not that it comes from
So
poo.
so it's Phoenix puer.
Sure.
I know the name was
That's
Phoenix
That's
something.
a type of tea.
You're
yeah.
about to tell me that it was crapped out by a phoenix.
It is. You haven't seen Hogwarts? They have phoenixes.
I just can't with you two.
mythical
You just-
creature. You're not familiar with this mythical creature?
No, you never seen one in real life?
Where do you think the name for that Arizona town came from? What do you?
They used to be plentiful there until they killed them off.
That's where we saw them all.
Now you see them very rarely in movies, and that's it. They've gotten bougie.
Yeah, we've seen them in
Fucking
Hollywood.
assholes.
Hollywood would never lie to us. That's real.
It's all the Harry Potter money.
That's right.
J.K. Rowling is richer than the Queen.
The king.
Technically.
I'm technically king now.
Well, the royal family.
Yes.
I mean, that's a pretty good flex.
She had a falling out for
So
a
is
minute, though.
Oprah.
Yeah, but it's Oprah.
That's Oprah. That's different.
She cheated.
She's her own queen, essentially.
I still enjoy. I've kind of gotten over the Schadenfreude of watching Democrats lose their minds over the election, except when it comes to the ladies on The View. I still find a particular level of enjoyment when they're freaking the fuck out.
I did legitimately like that.
Casey,
What?
do you know this?
What's up, buddy? Yeah, I know those people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, there's another one.
Guessing they stopped in.
just degenerates. It's fine. Don't worry about them.
Isn't everybody?
They all are. Yes.
What kind of degenerates are they, Casey?
They're timeshare degenerates.
Oh,
The worst kind.
They're his
Yeah, yeah.
kind.
They're my
I think they
people.
want you to look at them, Casey.
I'm guessing you sold them their timeshare.
Always. Probably.
If you sit through this, what is it? Is it a meeting or seminar?
It's
There
a
we go.
presentation.
It's a presentation
Yeah.
I feel like
It's an hour-long presentation.
where you will have to say no 37 times.
Just say no,
it-
but
what-
go for the gift.
So what if you just sit there and stare at them? Don't
you-
say
you
anything. Just stare
can.
at them.
But they'll just talk to you. Just
If you're
say
too
no.
aggressive, they'll take away your gift.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's sad. Never mind.
You have to play the game.
Nah, I'm good.
So the thing, some of those presentations totally worth going for.
How do you play the game?
Some of them not. The play the game. Well, first of all, you have to qualify.
I don't qualify.
You're married.
That is true, and I have kids.
You're over 25.
and I
You have to be married?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. So fun fact: when you're going to a hotel and/or resort that has a timeshare aspect to it,
Yeah.
they have this little checklist cheat sheet they fill out while
Okay.
they're talking to you. So while you're being talked to, when they're like, "Oh, this is your first time in Vegas. What are you doing?" Blah 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 blah. There's always like a casual question like, "Oh, so are you and your wife can do anything?" And you're like, "Oh yeah, I'm not married." Instantaneously, you will notice the conversation change very quick because you don't qualify.
That's good to know.
Yeah. But if you're over 25 and you have a major credit card and you're married, you're right in the sweet spot for their soft credit check, basically. So then they've already got you. And they're like, oh, this person right here.
So how I get out of any of that is to say I'm not married.
Yes, pretty much. unless you're like extremely wealthy, and then you could do it yourself. So, but yeah, if you're not married, you're pretty much automatically off the list of qualifications.
Okay.
Can we go to the seminar and then tell them we're not married, or is that how you get to
so
it?
you can be in like a relationship and be like, oh yeah, we're engaged, and then they'll still be like, okay, you know what, you're thinking about making the commitment. You probably have got good credit, because what they're looking for is people who have good credit, because you need good credit, because you're basically buying a house that you don't own, that you get to use whenever you kind of want, sort of.
For 2 weeks.
I mean, it works out
Yeah.
well for some people. Like Jeff does well with timeshare.
If you do it right, it's smart. Go to a city that has a lot of people that use it as their headquarters, because then your maintenance fees are lower.
Okay.
Like the reason maintenance fees are so high in certain places is because there's not a lot of owners that purchase there. Wherever you purchase yours from is what qualifies as your like home base, and that's what dictates your resort fee, like for your yearly fees, is based on how many people are paying, because you're paying that fee because of how much it costs to run that resort. So the amount of owners that own at that resort, that's what you get your budget from.
And people can trade out.
Yeah,
Other
you can
people.
trade it and stuff like that, but what they consider your home like base is what bases all the information off. So you really want to buy in Hawaii or Vegas or Mexico. Those are the three you want to buy from, because those are the ones that have the most people, so you'll have the lowest fees. Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Didn't know
Fun
that.
fact. Yeah.
I don't think I'll ever have a timeshare, but it's good to know.
Like Lane said, they work for certain things. You have to do your homework though. Like
That's why we have
pay
you.
attention to like what benefits you get at what level. Honestly, if you're gonna buy timeshare, buy Marriott, because they have the most happy people. I think they have like a 96% satisfaction rating.
Yeah.
Guaranteed to stay where you want. Like when they tell you you can stay at New York City and New Year's Eve, legit, you can stay in New York City and New Year's Eve. If you're for one of the other degenerate ones, yeah, you can if you book it 3 years ahead of time and don't
Yeah.
care where you are.
Ugh.
You might get in, maybe at one of the affiliates.
It'd be fun to go to New York on New Year's Eve.
But yeah, if you want Marriott's the one to go. I would do Marriott, and then I would do Hilton. Those are the two I'd go for. Because Hilton just purchased all those ones and they made it nice. Don't buy Wyndham. Fuck them.
What's the other one?
But Wyndham?
Yeah. Isn't there another one that's terrible?
Yeah. I mean, there's a couple other like shittier small ones now too. But and don't ever buy wholesale.
And that was consumer advice.
Top tip.
Wholesale.
Wholesale. Yeah, so you know you seen those commercials where like, oh, you can't get out of your timeshare unless we help you.
Yeah.
So that's wholesale. They bought it from someone. Now they're reselling it to you at what they call the cheaper price, because they're auctioning off someone else's timeshare points to you. But we know that in the business, and so you pretty much get like a little asterisk next to your name. So you're like, oh, I'm a platinum member. Yeah, are you really though, or did you just buy someone's? Because if you just bought someone's, yeah, you're kind of not.
Because the money's not going to you guys,
Yeah,
right?
you're just using someone else's hard-earned points, and now you're here, and it's like,
How does
You
that
don't
get
really get
flagged to
those
begin
benefits.
with? Is it just because the name doesn't match the original?
it's you own essentially like a virtual deed in their database. So when you sell it off to someone, the name has to transfer over and change, and you have to fill out like why it's transferring. So like if it transfers to a trust, and the smart thing is to put it into a trust, because then the whole family can use it and it's fine. But when you take it and you sell it and you get rid of it, and someone else buys it because they're like, oh, I want a timeshare for half the price. Yeah, we know.
I'm assuming they don't sell to businesses.
Yeah, you can do businesses.
Yeah.
You can set up there's like a business account kind of deal. There are some like Google has one. And they'll just use it for like of corporate events, and they'll send people places and do stuff like that. Like corporate retreats. We used to have one.
Okay.
Come up, yeah. So you can do business.
Good to know.
Right?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Timeshares, it's fun, and if you understand how to play the game, then it makes sense.
I was always
But
told
if
it
you
was
just
a
go, if
scam.
you walk into Vegas and you're just like, yeah, let's just sit in a presentation, and someone tells you on this great fucking thing and you have no idea what you're doing, that's when people get unhappy because they don't understand what they're doing. And then you get lied to. Like you need to know what you're getting lied to about.
So you need to befriend
Well,
somebody.
getting lied
that's in
to
it.
is how the attorneys now are getting people out of those contracts.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the other thing. Is now you know, you really have to read the booklet. There's an owner booklet they usually give you. It's like 20 to 100 pages thick. Like what you can and can't do, the
lot to
rules,
read.
the regulations, like what your points are valued at.
Can they kick you out?
Oh yeah.
And then you don't have to pay anymore at that point, right?
Yeah, I mean you'll you if you get kicked out or blacklisted from your account, I mean you're out a good $20,000 to $50,000. You know, it's a lot of money.
That is a lot.
Like timeshare is a lot of money.
See, I was always told timeshares were a scam.
It's not a scam. It's just, I mean, it's just something that you shouldn't be buying if you can't afford it.
Well, some
Fair.
of it's a scam.
Yeah, some of it is. I mean,
I feel like so.
some of it makes sense. Like if you really enjoy traveling to a place that has a full kitchen and a room, and you know you're going to travel and you're going to use it, it's fantastic because you just show up and you've got a whole house basically with like maid service.
Can't you just do that through an Airbnb?
Well, you can't. That's where Airbnb came from.
Oh, okay.
But Airbnbs are kind of sketch.
And they're getting more sketch.
Yeah,
Are
and I mean, they're getting sketchy.
Because I looked at one that was over there in Nevada City,
Okay.
and I was gonna stay there. And I figured during my anniversary we'd go rent out an Airbnb and go from there.
Yeah.
They're expensive. I didn't realize how expensive they were.
Airbnbs are expensive for one, and they're just kind of creepy. Like you're staying in a house that somebody owns. You don't know what's in that house. You don't know if it's got cameras and shit. Like,
You don't know if the basement's chock full of.
you don't. There's just a lot of unknowns there.
I mean, that's
like,
also true to a much lesser degree in hotels and timeshare.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's true. Like, I mean, they're still sketchy on their own, but I trust a hotel and
Slightly more.
slightly more.
That's
like
fair.
timeshare and hotels, I trust a lot more than I do Airbnb.
Okay.
There's something about Airbnb I just don't like. Like it gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Well, some of the stories that have come out, rightfully so.
Yeah, I mean,
I've never watched it, listened to any of those stories, so
I mean, they're exactly what you like.
what I would
They're
think
not
they are.
like, hostile bad, but they're
Pretty
walking
close.
that line.
yeah,
They are treading that line
Yeah,
very
for sure.
carefully.
exactly.
All right, fair.
That guy has a tail on his pants.
I saw another guy with a light on his head,
That's fair.
and he was wearing a onesie. Looked
Yeah,
like he was
not-
trying to impersonate
Honestly, not the weirdest
Ghostbuster.
stuff I've seen. I don't
This
know.
weekend was, dude. This weekend is. They're not coming back. This is their last year here.
I hope.
Really?
I hope that's true. I hope that's true.
Listen again.
because they have
Nice enough people. Not a good. Like they pay the casino a fair sum of money to be here, but for everyone else around the casino, for all the employees that make tips, it's garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like the casino doesn't care about that really. I mean,
No, they don't. But those people do.
yeah,
I mean, again, for the shop, it was awful.
yes.
Ugh, the steakhouse, terrible.
Yeah, yeah.
No. The cocktail waitress, terrible. Bartenders, terrible. I feel bad for the housekeeping staff.
Yeah, that's also true.
Yeah.
Especially
that's-
seeing having to go up there and see all that.
That's going to be gross.
Does housekeeping go through up there when it's when it's
No.
actually happening?
No.
No one's allowed up there, not even security.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
off limits.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. They
Yeah,
actually-
the whole hotel is cordoned off.
They
They have their
actually
own
had-
security running access.
They had a security person sitting at the elevators, like checking people.
Yeah, they do every year.
Yeah. Well, in the back of the house too.
In
Yeah.
the back of the house
Yeah.
too.
I was like, oh, there's a person back here.
Oh.
Oh, okay. It's interesting. Gosh.
Did they have one on the bottom floor? Did they realize that you can access those elevators from the bottom?
Yeah, they had. I guess there was one right here and one in the basement. Just
Yeah.
chilling, waiting, checking people.
Creepy.
That is creepy.
Super creepy.
What about stairwells?
I mean, I imagine there was stairwell security in the what was it called? Container.
Yeah.
Because I know on the second floor you can access all those stairwells without having to go set off any alarms.
Fucking
Yeah.
wait, man. The container.
Dude, it's a kooky event. Like, what do you want?
You know what? Good on them. They had fun. I don't care.
Right?
I don't. It's not.
You
something-
kind of care.
I don't need to go up there. I'm not. I don't.
I mean, if
mind.
they do it again, if they do come back next year, we're just gonna close the shop for the week.
Might as well. It's not like you're gonna make anything.
There's no reason to be here.
Yeah.
Like none outside of the people watching.
Yeah.
Last year was cool because we had that private party in here for a couple days. But outside of that,
So maybe schedule private parties then.
Yeah. But other than that, it was useless.
Yeah, I was talking to Lane about another place down in Gardnerville, 1.5 mil.
Ooh.
It'd
Oh,
be
that's the place you mentioned.
yeah, without a down payment, it'd be $9,000 a month. With a down payment of 30,000, it's $7,000 a month.
Jesus Christ.
It's massive though. It has its own bar. It has rooms. It has an
I mean-
upstairs, and like
I'm sure it would work.
I'm like if it's done right, but I don't think a cigar shop will work in there because it's too expensive, and I don't think you could cover that and cigars.
not just for cigars, you have to
And
run a bar
booze.
too.
Yeah, it'd have to be a bar.
It has a full bar.
Yeah.
So, but like, you could section out rental spaces like for parties
Yeah.
and still have the main opened.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Good.
No, it's a good space. I've been in there when it was a restaurant. It was nice. I just don't know. I don't know that you're covering that nut.
Yeah, I don't think it'd be really hard. You'd
In
be hard
Gardnerville?
pressed, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I know 25, at least 25 guys that smoke down there, but I don't think that's enough to cover.
No.
for sure.
No, you would need some bar business. You'd need regular smokers. You'd need a pretty solid retail. You'd probably need some private party business. Like you'd need to rent out like independent spaces for, you know, whatever, like Super Bowl parties and, you know, fantasy drafts and shit. You'd probably have to do 40 or 50 of those a year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and planning those would be hectic.
Well, at that point, you'd need an event planner.
Yeah, and you'd need real staff.
Yeah.
Because there's 52 weeks in a year.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you'd only have like maybe a week or two without having to schedule anything.
Yeah. You'd have to run a bunch of stuff. And that's not how it worked. Really, it would work like you'd have to do a bulk of business in the summer when stuff is happening and a bulk of business around the holidays.
Yeah. It'd be cool if that spot was cheaper, and
Right?
affordable. Because we also looked at that Sonic down there, but that was 3.5
That's just a
mil.
big piece of land.
Yeah.
It's not just the Sonic.
Yeah, you got the two plots behind it, the Sonic and that human bean.
All right, what do you guys think of these whiskeys? What's the final verdict on them?
So this one, like I said, to me, it has that off taste just because of the cigar.
Yeah.
This one held up a lot better, and I enjoyed it. And this one, I mean,
Yeah.
Fortuna.
Yeah. For me, it's the Wild Turkey and the Fortuna.
I did like the McKenna. I like it quite a bit.
I mean,
it's
I
a
like the
different
McKenna.
flavor profile.
I feel it.
But I've come to appreciate it. A lot of the sweeter whiskeys
Yeah.
start to linger on my tongue in a bad way. And the sort of the cleaner, like the Booker's profile, the Heaven Hill profile, just a little bit cleaner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel if we didn't smoke, I can see this being number one and why he picked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for smokers, I'd say like this or Stag for sure. But I haven't had any of the other, like, I haven't had the George T Stag. Is that
George
what it
T.
is?
Stag. God, I want to find a bottle of 24. It's out all over California now.
Is it
Yeah.
anywhere nearby?
No. And you just have to find it the day they put it on the shelf.
Yeah, because
For the places that put it on the shelf.
Oh, so
I didn't find anything in
up here,
Vallejo either.
it'll go into the lotteries.
okay.
But like random places, Safeway's putting it on shelves. Like Safeway in Santa Cruz had it today
Oh shit.
on the shelf. You know, but it's random. Won't be there tomorrow. Like it's gone.
Yeah, because it goes quickly.
What?
Yeah.
You could have skipped today for that. You could have gone. We would have understood. We would have filled in. It would have been fine.
Yeah, but you just have to know
Yeah.
or get lucky.
And you don't know until like the last minute usually,
Yeah.
unless you're down there.
I mean, I'm on the list for lotteries or just like the call list up here for like 3 different places. I've still got a chance at some Pappy and some BTAC.
Okay.
I also have to get lucky, but I might be able to get some of it.
I mean, yeah. What's the chances, like, if we did open a bar and all that with Scar's shop set up, that we'd be able to do barrel picks at one point?
Pretty good.
Okay.
I mean, if you have a license in Nevada, you can do a barrel pick almost straight away.
Oh,
You can do some good ones. You're not going to do great ones. Like the Buffalo Trace Lottery is hard to get into,
Forrester's hard.
but hard-ish, getting easier.
Okay.
And I know, like in Nevada, if we pulled a place with a liquor license in Nevada, I've got some pretty solid connections. Like we could probably get into that lottery pretty quick. I know what to sell and who to talk to. I designed the Buffalo Trace Partners program in Nevada.
Oh, nice.
Like one of my places was the first place to do it. They still use it as the example, like do these things.
Nice.
Yeah.
So it's easy once you're there.
Once you're in.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had an advantage there, but I don't think I would need the advantage the second time around.
No,
Yeah.
that's right.
The advantage is because Sazerac has a very, very low end of like well alcohols,
Yeah.
like $3.25 a bottle for a liter.
What was the King Forester? A Forester, right?
Old Forester King
Yeah.
Ranch.
King Ranch. Yeah, he was asking what it was, and
It's the Old Forester King
it
Ranch.
popped into my head.
Yeah. But yeah, so in the casino they had the $3 well stuff, right? And I used the Sazerac well on all my casino bars. Like it was what came out of the guns. And they were like, well, you need to sell whatever, like Wheatley or Fireball or whatever. And I'm like, I'll do some stuff for you. I'll give you some play here. I'm not touching this. I'm not touching your crappy flavored rums. I go, but you also need to remember that I buy a couple and a half $100,000 a year worth of your swill for my wells. And they're like, wait, what? I go, your well is on all of my casino bars. I buy about $250,000 of that from you a year.
Oh yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, you do." And
Oh shit. Well, then the doors are open.
Yeah.
here you go.
Welcome to Wonka Land.
Anyway, you guys want to get out of here? I want to do some reviews so I can get to the gym in the morning.
Yeah, we're at 140, so
Yeah, I think that's good. Christian, thank you as always, man. Appreciate you being here. Let me know if we need to do some stuff. If you find some King Ranch, we'll make sure it's taken care of.
Yes.
Anything else?
no.
All right. If you made it this far to YouTube things, we'll see you next time. My froggy ass voice.